No. All right, so you know where we're going to start, right? We're going to start with Wayne.
With me? I thought we ain't gonna ask how everybody doing.
Yeah, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with how's everybody doing, but we're starting with you. All right, man. So let's get the show on the road, man. I'm not sure what episode this is or what show this is, but welcome back to the JMatt show. I am your host, JMatt. I am joined by Wayne, full in effect. Reg is here.
What up?
How you guys feeling, man?
I mean, I just want to know, how come every time you say my name, it's like so aggressive? Is it because I got one of them one-syllable names?
Yes.
He's like, I'm here with Wayne.
How else do you say it? Like,
It's Wayne.
We got to find a cool way to say my name.
Reggie just said it pretty cool.
Yeah, Wayne.
All right, I'll take that.
No, I don't talk like that.
I don't know. I need something else added to mine. I need two something.
Why? Why? That's why. That's probably the reason why, man. I don't think
we gonna start saying it like that from now on.
Well, Reggie,
See,
how are you?
You gotta do the same thing with me. I don't even understand it. It's just the way he do. That's cool. I'm good, man. I'm good. Relaxed. Enjoyable week so far. What's today? Wednesday?
Wednesday, we almost there.
Yeah, every day's the same to me, but Rich, you have on. I want to describe to the people, man, because we had a conversation before we even started the pod.
You gonna put me on blast?
Man, Reg, because you just crossed your. Well, yes, and you crossed
I
your
just
legs.
got an old soul, man, and I'm actually
No, that's an old soul on that shoe.
It's a brand new soul. The shoes are brand new. They're damn brand new shoes.
They are.
Dude.
They
I'm
look,
trying to break them in.
It looks like you just put Vaseline on them to shine them up.
They brand new.
His laces don't even crisscross.
Man, that's
They
fresh. That's fresh kiwi on them
new.
joints.
Like, I haven't even taken the strings out of the shoes to relace them.
That's why they
I'm
all.
looking at you. I mean, you got the parallel laces in them
Yeah,
joints.
like
They're brand new. I haven't done anything.
Well, you said you said you wore them because you wanted to break them in.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You got to break the laces in too.
Yeah, of course. I just want to make sure they're
breaking the
comfortable.
laces.
I didn't have time. This morning, I was really relaxed and chill. And by the time I got to put my shoes on, I wasn't about to relace them. I just slid them on.
Well,
and I went about my day.
Reg, you look business casual.
I just came from work.
But it's Wednesday.
Is it the casual part? Is it the cuffs and the jeans that make them casual, or
listen, man.
or
Listen.
is that what makes you business?
Listen, man.
Reg, we gonna leave you alone, man. But
I can't just be mature. I am 40.
No, you can be mature. The problem is that we're immature. That's the issue here.
you're probably right.
Be as
As
mature
long
as
as
you
I'm on the
please.
same
You're
page.
probably right.
As long as I'm on the same page. I'm not a young man anymore. You know what I'm
You
saying?
are, man.
I'm a
Reg,
young man, but
real
I'm not
life
a-
Reggie or
I'm
whatever.
not a
You had that
20-year-old
same
anymore.
outfit at Heights.
I'm the same guy, man. I ain't
With the
you know.
Durangos. Instead, there was the Durangos.
Yeah,
right?
No, it was
Durangos,
like
yeah.
them polo like moccasin joints.
I ain't wearing no moccasins.
The penny
Moccasins,
loafers.
Jones.
The
penny
Eastlands.
loafers.
The Eastlands.
Eastlands,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Eastland moccasins.
Yeah. The shoe boots.
Oh no! What there was the Willoughbys.
The wallabies.
Wallaby. I said Willoughbies.
I never had wallabies.
You never had Wallabies?
Never had a pair of
You
Wallabies.
look like you had every color of Wallabies, man.
Well, I
If
gotta look like
He
because
look like a
because you
Wallaby.
have on hard bottoms with jeans that are cuffed.
I never rocked. I would never rock Wallabies.
And
All
then
right,
you got-
last thing, man.
I'm
His
just a classy
long
dude,
sleeve
man.
thermo with the 3 buttons is tucked into the jeans.
With the
That was
matching belt.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I
I
wanted to
can't.
say.
They mad at me for being
Really,
mature.
nigga?
They mad at me for being
Really, nigga?
going to work every day.
All right, man.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
I know. All right, we're off of that. We're off of that.
I got a cramp.
You look great, man.
Thank
You are a very young
Oh,
40,
my
man.
God, man.
Thank
And you know black don't crack, man. So we're going to
Appreciate
leave it like that. Welcome back to the show, man. We off to a silly start, man.
Those shoes like
Matter of fact, you
Oh,
want to see
man.
what I look like? Go to Mr. Matthews 20 on IG. You can see what I look like.
You posted, you had a selfie.
I'm about to go.
I'm the same dude
I'm about to
every
go
day.
live.
So
you post selfies every day?
no. But
So today you was feeling fresh.
I didn't post a selfie. No,
Oh.
just saying.
I
gotta
thought you
go
said
live.
they go check your IG if they wanted to see your ensemble for today.
No, not for today.
All right, man. All right. So let's go ahead and get the show started seriously Again, I'm your host, JMatt. I'm here with Wayne. I'm here with my bro, Reg. And the first thing I think we need to lead off with today is the most important issue, which actually, it's not an issue. I shouldn't have said that. That sounds terrible. It's not an issue or a topic, but it's the return of Wayne. He was missing last week.
The return of Wayne.
It's the return of Wayne. That sounds like a old school
Return of the Wayne.
Yeah, horrible
Return.
80s song. It's the return of the Wayne. And Wayne is coming back to us not only with some new hardware and jewelry, but he also brought a topic for today as well. So Wayne, tell us, you missed last week. What was the cause? What was the reason? Fill us in.
All right, man. So yeah, I had to go meet with Pablo, and all right, let's get into it. Okay,
You had to go see a man about a dog?
let's see what I'm saying. You on that?
That's some old nigga shit.
Talking about me.
Yo, man, I went out to Vegas and I got married.
Congratulations.
Oh, shit.
Do not blow that horn no more.
Why? I think. That deserved it, man. I don't like that horn, but that deserved it.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
You tried.
congratulations, man.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it, man.
You look different.
I look different. I look different from being.
I don't want to interrupt, man. Please tell us everything, man. We want to know, man. The microphones are on.
Oh man, so you want me to talk about, man? Let me tell you, man. I went out disconnected from the world, man. No phone calls, no text messages, man. Just a couple maybe IG posts just to, have some fun. But for the most part, man, went away, enjoyed my new wife.
It was a full vibe.
Oh man, it was
Congratulations.
such a vibe.
I should quote Pac right now, but she a good girl. I know you're going to be a change man for this one.
It's
Well,
all right.
my question is, how long were you there? Let's frame this up. How long were you there?
7 days.
7 days.
7
Okay.
days.
So, on what day did you guys get hitched?
On the 4th day.
All right. So y'all had some time to enjoy each other and really think about what was about to transpire.
Absolutely.
And
So y'all
then-
could have had an argument to blow the whole thing up because it was a couple days, but that didn't happen.
I think we might have had an argument.
Yeah.
but
every
we might have, but-
couple argues when
Hey.
they go on a trip.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you have your
Guaranteed.
moments, but that's because we men, they women. It don't happen.
So it wasn't a bad enough argument for you to be like, just fuck it, we ain't doing this.
Man, listen, we in Vegas, man. What more? How much can you argue about?
So
man?
describe. So all right. So what did y'all do leading up to this wonderful day of blissfulness?
Man, we go out here, man. We got the chance to see some shows, did some gambling.
Did you win any money?
Absolutely not.
All right. Oh, goddamn.
Nah,
Damn.
absolutely
You
not.
didn't lose too much money though, right?
Oh no, but you know what? It's funny, man. Like, as far as me losing money, man, this was probably the happiest that I ever was to be able to lose some money, because now we can go into
He about to get in
discussing.
this poetic bag.
Now I am.
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Now
hear
that
it.
now that
Go
we
ahead.
coming to this point, like we can go and talk about the topic, which today is gonna be called.
What is today's topic?
You done forgot.
Oh, today's topic is yours. I thought you was gonna introduce it. You just kind of.
Man, I was gonna let the host. Man, I'm Wayne. I was gonna let the host introduce it.
Well, today's topic is. So we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I think this topic is good enough for us to actually go into like a series. And we're gonna call it. We gonna coin it the Breaking Curses series. You talk about community empowerment. What at the JMatt show is we trying to give you niggas some tips for life for success?
Build wealth, break curses.
It's not all jokes and comedy. What are we doing here? We're empowering. We're mentors over the airwaves.
Shameful plug.
But don't listen to everything we say.
Shameless.
So we're going to start with today's topic in the Breaking Curses series. I need to get my phone.
Oh my God. Listen,
Because I was thinking of some shit that sounded better than what I wrote, and it didn't come to me right. All right, so it's breaking financial curses in the black community.
I like it.
See how simple that was?
It was.
I was trying to think of some old extra shit.
Yeah, that was perfect.
This is it.
Less is better.
So it's breaking financial curses in the black community. That's going to be the topic of the day. But first, Wayne, I see how you're trying to rush me. You can't rush me along.
Oh no, I'm not gonna rush you at all.
You're not going to rush.
Listen.
Look, I got an update for you. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start with the update.
Take your time.
I filled you guys in on the French guy that was flying through the sky and was saluting
Military dude.
the military universal soldier French man.
Oh yeah.
He's at it again.
What?
He's back. He's not done. I told y'all this shit
Is this
was
nigga gonna disappear this time? What is this?
it's not a magic show. This nigga is the real deal. So I think this nigga flew across the English Channel recently. Y'all don't know what the English Channel is?
Yeah, man.
He flew across the English Channel. So I'm gonna show y'all.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna show y'all because I'm
Yeah, I
not
need to see
sure
this.
if y'all really believe what the Universal Soldier is up to right now. Shit's getting
they
real.
got to go back to a couple shows ago to find out about him.
Yeah, but the Universal Soldier. So he got this jetpack that he unveiled at some type of shit that was happening over in France, and he then took it to another level. Go ahead, check that out, Wayne. Look at that. And he's flying fast.
Come on, man.
So y'all need to go ahead and YouTube, Google it. But the French inventor has flown across the English Channel just to let y'all know that there wasn't a
Look at
game.
this dude over the ocean.
Yeah, it's not really a joke.
That's ridiculous, man.
I don't. How long is the English Channel? Did you?
I really don't know.
Let me Google.
It is actually it's right here. So
The English Channel, bruh.
that's crazy. He was going over 90 miles an hour, like 90 miles an hour at his top speed up there.
So it
On
say
a
that
hoverboard.
Yeah.
right. It said 10 days earlier, before he successfully did this, he crashed into the water between the French and British coast.
So they made they made some adjustments
Yeah,
and got it done.
can't stop, won't stop. They don't play no games.
Hey man, and it's real. I remember the last show, I was talking about his balance and stuff like that. Man, dude is thorough on there.
Yeah.
Ain't no joke.
He's not. He plays no games. So all right. So that's the French guy. I wanted to give a quick update on that. Did y'all hear about the daytime robbery of the Brinks truck in Philly?
No, I didn't.
Man, this is why I
Man,
like
you know I've been off the
delivering this type of news to y'all, man.
Daytime?
Daytime, bruh. Brinks truck robbery.
grid.
Fam.
What was this? That movie Takers?
Heat. Remember Heat?
Yeah, that too.
It kind of reminded me of Heat.
What about the one when they had came back from the war?
Dead Presidents?
Dead presidents.
Yup, like that. The funny thing is, I'm watching this video, right? And I watched it like 3 times in a row. And I'm like cheering for these niggas. I'm like, they did it. They got away.
Oh my gosh.
Fam. That's crazy, right?
Oh, are they getting shot at?
Yeah. Yeah, the Brinks truck security dudes and shot the back window out of the truck during the getaway. But these dudes, they're still looking for him. These
Oh,
guys,
they got away.
Yes,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. I was cheering. I don't know why.
You don't know why?
I don't know why I was happy. Like,
you cheer
shit.
for the villains.
Yeah.
They ain't kill nobody?
No. Nobody was injured, bro. They straight got
Unless
away
one of
with
them got hit
robbing
by one of them
the
bullets
Brinks truck,
when they
bro.
got shot at.
That is crazy.
That's a lot of cash.
It's a lot of planning.
Y'all know how sometimes y'all hear them stories about the Brinks trucks that open up on the freeway?
Yeah.
And shit
Yeah.
just bags of money just be
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be there, man. It never happens.
Absolutely.
Because I'm never on the freeway.
yeah.
All right, last thing. All right. So it was some outrage in Texas. And I don't know why, man. I remember in Texas not too long ago, I think it was a long time ago, but one of the Bushes was in office. And y'all remember the story of the black dude that some white guys tied up and drug through the streets in the back of their car and killed him?
I do recall.
Y'all recall that?
Yeah, they dragged him.
Yeah, they like tied him up,
Yeah,
and he drove
down a dirt road.
So in Galveston, they're getting some heat because the police officers that ride horseback,
Mounted sheriffs.
yeah, they decided to detain somebody, and who was black, of course, and they walked them through the middle of the street with a rope.
Yep.
Like they done lassoed this nigga.
Right.
And had him on display. You didn't see this, huh?
No, I absolutely didn't.
Oh wow, you need to go ahead and take a gander.
Yeah, that was very offensive.
Bruh.
That was the most offensive thing. Like, why couldn't they just detain him, call a car to come pick him up? You ain't have to walk him through the streets like that.
So they did.
That was so degrading.
They said from the story that I read that they actually called for transport, but the transport said they was not in the area or they couldn't come.
All
so
right.
they decided to go ahead and walk him.
What's the reason that they
the middle
arrested
of
him
the
again?
street.
Or did they
I
say?
don't know. What was the reason?
It don't even matter. It wasn't that serious.
Oh, no, I'm wondering why he's being detained in the first place.
He had a welder's mask on. I think he was walking with like a welder's mask on. And they stopped him, and maybe he didn't. I'm making shit up right now. Maybe he didn't have an ID. I'm making shit up. I don't know.
Okay, because my thing is, if you talking about you ask for a transport, if you ain't get it, you can't do no shit like that.
Nah, if you ain't got to transport, you ain't got to transport. You write this man a ticket and summons to court.
Or better yet,
you don't arrest him.
Depending on what he did or what they detained him for, you got to let him go.
So they said
That's what I'm saying.
the officers used poor judgment.
Poor judgment. They's fucking racist. That's all that is. They can do what the fuck they want to do. Poor judgment, my ass.
You know they was on horseback.
Kiss my black ass.
You know they had some shit.
You know they smiling like a motherfucker going down the street.
They own a horse and he walking.
In Galveston, Texas? Yeah.
They winked at each other like, look at this shit is funny than a motherfucker.
Our granddaddies sure be proud of us now.
Yeah. That shit, remember that chain?
Kiss
that
my
chain,
black ass.
that scene out of
Don't
Django.
Get me mad about that shit.
Remember that scene out of Django when they was walking through and they had the motherfucking.
That's what the fuck they did.
Yeah, that's a bad image.
That's fucked up.
That's pretty bad.
That's fucked up.
You getting mad?
Yeah, I'm upset. That shit makes me mad. I got to work with these motherfuckers every day. I hate it.
You shouldn't go to work with hard bottoms on. Those are dangerous shoes.
They're not fucking hard.
When you're mad.
You started these motherfuckers is not even hard.
Hey man, I don't want to make you any more angry than the Galveston officers.
The toe hard bottom, the heel.
My bad, man.
I literally have to work next to people that have the same type of mentality. It's crazy.
Did y'all have any interesting things that came across your timeline? Because Reg, you sent me the nigga on the horseback. I mean, he wasn't on the nad. He was on the ropes with handcuffs.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I wish he was on the horse instead, but
he wasn't Django.
Yeah, he was
Django in chains.
At the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Hey, man.
Shit.
That's what that looked like.
Prayers to El Paso and Dayton.
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing, but I guess that's the best thing to say if we're gonna say anything.
Hey,
at
we
all.
keep it simple, man. But we talking about current events, and I can't leave that out. Got to show some compassion for that one.
Yeah, and that's oh my goodness,
because that could take us into a whole another topic.
I mean, it is a topic in itself, but it's like I don't be really knowing what to say, man. When in tragic situations, I'm not really good in those types.
Y'all got to see the clip of the CNN news analyst. And it's floating around on IG.
I seen it.
Yeah,
I seen it.
I think he expressed best that this is the undertone of the country, and it always has been. It's just never been healed, so it repeats itself every generation. We just go through it differently.
You talking about the shooting?
No.
The manifestation of
talking about just
the
people,
hate.
period.
Yeah, the manifestation of the hate. It just plays out differently in each different generation, but it still plays out because we won't heal from the past.
What he's also saying is that a lot of people are blaming Trump.
I guess I don't get that one.
A lot of people are blaming Trump for the things that are going on right now.
Because he's an easy person to put it on.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some things that Trump says, things that Trump says I feel like has activated, a lot of things. But mainly what it's coming down to. I said this a long time ago, man. Trump ain't made these people start acting like this.
It
All
already
Trump
was that
did
way.
was reveal a country that we've already been living in anyway, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like what this guy's talking. What's
Yeah.
his name again, Reg?
I cannot remember his name at the moment.
And we're gonna have to pull that up and get his name. So people out there, if you have not, seen this video, he it was very insightful as far as just his opinion on our country.
Here's my thing though, because I hear what you're saying. I didn't see this video about who the CNN guy or anything like that, but when it comes to these two shootings, because that's what y'all. That's the context of what we're talking about. These two recent shootings, right?
It's not necessarily about the shooters or whatever.
No, I'm talking about the shootings that just happened. These two.
Oh yeah.
That's the context of where y'all bringing up the CNN dude.
Pretty much.
All right, so that's my thing. I'm asking. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
These two shootings, were these racially motivated? Because I didn't get that at all from what I heard or read.
That's a good question. But now they're saying the Dayton one potentially is racially motivated because his sister was dating a black dude, and he ain't like that.
So he's killed a
But
lot.
he
So he shot up
in the
all
past,
types of
but
people.
in the past, yeah, and in the past he had made some old type of hateful type of things and posts when he was in high school and got expelled. So they're looking into it more.
See,
Which
but
one? Which one of the
that's the
shooters
thing.
was the one that they showed the post where he had a bunch of guns and they
it said
spelled out Trump?
I'm
That
not
was
sure
the
which
El
one
Paso dude,
That was
I
El
think.
Paso.
That was El Paso. Okay.
Yeah, that was El Paso dude. Yep.
'Cause
that's
the
what
Dayton. The Dayton was different. You're talking about something else, right?
No, that's the Dayton one. That's the guy that did Dayton. I promise you. I've been watching the news.
Oh, okay.
But that's the thing right there. Like for example, with that,
But that's not racial though. It's
What's
not
not
racial
racial?
if you're killing white people too and all types of people. I don't think that's racial. I'm sorry. I think that's just a very convenient way to incite some shit via the media that is an undertone of the hatred that some people have for the president and some people have for the people on the left. I'm not even in politics, but to me, that seems like a very convenient narrative to throw some race on some shit.
Well, no.
is-
The part that race was thrown on wasn't that the shooter was white.
No, it
it was
had nothing to
because
do
of
with
the
these
fact. It was
shooters at
because of the
all.
fact
I
that
didn't say
every
that.
single time that there's a shooter or something like that, they're always taken peacefully. You're armed. You just got finished killing a bunch of
The
people.
dude
They
in
looking
Dayton
at-
was shot dead.
Say that again. Well, El Paso.
That's what I'm saying. We were kind of. It's like we have two different conversations going. Like I don't know. I'm confused. It's like which one is racial and which one isn't. Because I'm talking about the two shootings that happened. The one in Dayton and the one in El Paso. Are any of those? Are y'all saying racially?
Well, no,
motivated?
we wouldn't necessarily say that anything was racial. We was talking about
Well, of course it
the
is.
video. I was talking about the video and what he was talking. What I took the video as is people making it seem as if Trump is the cause of a lot of the things that are happening.
Oh,
And what
okay,
they
okay,
trying to
okay.
say
All right.
is
So it's
what
not-
he's trying
not
to say is that Trump being in office is just revealing a country that already existed. They're trying to make it seem like Trump is making people go and start doing things. Like, no, these people, all of this hate and stuff that's going on, it existed before Trump.
Right,
and it's going to exist past Trump.
Right.
Unless we address it.
Yeah. I don't really like blaming a president for how people feel. In
How
their
people
own
were before he
communities.
was ever there. Like
how
Trump
how
said-
you were raised. and
Trump,
how you-
Trump's an asshole. It is what it is.
There's too many
but-
people looking for scapegoats, man. Just own your shit. Don't just own your own shit, man.
Well,
Whatever it is, truthfully. Because if you feel like ending
it's
it
still a
all,
leadership
just end it for
situation.
yourself, motherfucking shooters out there. Just end it for yourself. Don't be a bitch ass nigga and shoot everybody else.
Deep.
Who's unarmed? Like if
Right.
you gonna
Own
come
your
shoot-
shit, bro.
Like at 12
Jump
o'clock,
off the fucking bridge, man.
Well, if you want to do something like that, say 12 o'clock, I'm gonna show up here. If you with my shit, bring your shit, and we have shootout.
Hey, it's almost like they be trying
Yeah,
to be
gangster.
famous. Like
Yeah,
I'm about to
you
go
old-fashioned
down in
duel.
history.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's where
Like
you
Thomas
wanna
Jefferson,
Go.
let's-
If that's
let's-
where you want to go, I'll give you your opponent.
Who's
They
the
want,
quickest
they want to
draw?
go down in history as a villain.
Well, the
That's
thing,
what that is.
but that's
They
the
wanna
other
be- they wanna
thing.
be known.
That's
They
why I
wanna
don't like
become-
talking about it. It's
Yeah,
because the
exactly.
media now they got rankings. Now everybody has a motivation to get on that list. When this shit happened, they talking about now this is among the top
top.
historic shootings in America. Like what the fuck you giving rankings for this shit? Like
We still be talking about the Menendez.
is there a championship belt at the end of this
Yeah,
shit?
what about the brother that's the former soldier saving the kids during it? He was rescuing
Man,
kids,
look,
getting them out
man.
of the way. We should be talking about him, not
No,
not
we ain't about to
these
talk
dudes.
about none of that shit because I don't want to talk about that shit no more.
because we talking
it's
about
ridiculous.
breaking curses.
Actually, we got one more thing.
Oh wow! See, this is what happened.
No, I'm sorry,
Take
man.
your time,
I'm
Pastor.
sorry. Right?
Time,
How did
Pastor.
you know? You didn't even know that. This is why I fuck with you, Wayne.
What I
This is
do?
why you
What'd
are
I do?
on the fucking show in that seat right there. God damn it! You didn't even know what I was about to say.
Go ahead, man.
But the motherfucking Kenyans, our brothers and sisters. Matter of fact, hey, Umbutu. Umbutu. Yes. Yes, my brother, I am here. Umbutu. What's up with them niggas in Kenya, man? Why is the niggas in Kenya inviting white impersonator Jesus to celebrate their Men's Day? I can explain, my brother. Well, in
I got to hear
the
this.
sweet country of Kenya, we adore white Jesus. Oh, we love him so. He is our Lord and our Savior. Do you not love him? No, you do not love white Jesus like we do in Kenya. My name is Mbutu, and I am signing out. All right, Mbutu.
Peace and Bluetooth. So
Fuck boy.
that was the weirdest little thing I've seen in a while.
You seen it, right?
That was kind of weird.
I had to play it, man. They got him riding up like he the Pope.
Stop. Stop.
They got him.
And then he got out and started sea walking.
He dancing. Jesus is dancing.
Hey.
Jesus is dancing in the street with the Kenyans.
Man, please stop playing with me, man.
Craziest thing I done seen. in
And
a while.
Mbutu, you a whole ass nigga, Mbutu.
It makes no sense. So that in of itself is why it matters. Imagery matters.
You know, I had to get that one in away.
Man, imagery
you
matters. There's a
killing me,
reason.
man.
There's a reason.
You are killing me.
That
I'm have to be
every
gone next
painting
week,
and picture
too.
you see is a white Jesus. There's a reason for it, man, and that's the reason. It's played out right in front of you. That's horrible.
Ain't that sad?
It's horrible.
That's pretty bad,
That's
man.
horrible.
So hey,
Hey,
I just wanted to say that.
Ubuntu is never coming back to the show.
Oh no, you know, welcome me back. Oh, Wakanda forever.
Fuck out of here, Ubuntu.
Or fuck you too. Mbutu out.
Hey, but Jesus straight jumped out the whip and started crip walking on him.
Well, he tried his best. He tried his best. White Jesus
He
don't
did
have
a river
no
dance
rhythm.
or something.
Yeah, that's probably the closest thing he knew.
Little
was the
river
river
dance.
dance. All right, man. All right, let's get into it. So, topic of the day is, and it's funny how we transition from white Jesus to a very serious topic like breaking financial curses in the black community. But that's just how we really are horrible at transitions at the JMatt show. We're going to work on that. We're going to
I
improve.
don't know if that was a horrible transition because it could be another topic about how people in the black community be going giving their money to white Jesus. But that's something
wow.
else. But don't worry about that.
Actually,
that's different. That's different. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, because the way we want to attack it, or at
It's
least
just a topic.
the way that I want Wayne to lead us off is, all right. Some of y'all have heard, some of y'all may not have heard my viewpoints on marriage. We touched on polygamy in the last show a little bit, or the show before last a little bit. And some of my ideas and concepts about marriage are a little bit out there, a little bit different. They're non-traditional, but again, as discussed, I'm not coming from a Christian standpoint. So I think some of my ideas are probably some of the most beneficial if they would actually be put to use, but they're just not traditional, and sometimes they could be looked at as dumb as fuck. I acknowledge that. But
Oh, yeah, you would definitely get up under some skin.
yeah. But I like the topic of marriage. And seeing as though my good brother here has just gotten married, I think we
On my
should
8th day.
explore. Jesus did it in 7. He didn't get married. I'm sorry. That was horrible. But I think we should explore the concept of marriage as it pertains to breaking financial curses. At least I'm going to explore that aspect. I don't want to put that on you. I'm not sure what angle you want to come from or Reg. But for me, marriage is a partnership and a business contract. So for me, a lot of us don't even realize that that what we long for and what we hope for, and a lot of women long for and hope for since they're little, because they being fed the Cinderella stories from Disney and Princess and the Frog and all this stuff. They're not really understanding that this is a contract and a partnership that has all type of financial implications. And I might need to have some type of understanding of that before I make this long-term commitment. Because when you talk about marriage, that's even more hardcore than your mortgage. Your mortgage, what, 25, 30? This shit is forever. And then some, because you got to leave something behind based on that paperwork. So we really talking about legacy building.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
No pun intended. That's inside shit. We ain't even going to let them in on that right now, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
we just going to know what it is.
Few of the listeners going to understand that one. They'll understand that
So
one.
marriage really, and before, I don't even really want to get that deep because I have researched this shit and I don't want to derail the conversation, but marriage as instituted in the United States of America is specifically done so for legacy building, for wealth building, and for business partnership, to ensure wealth is passed on from generation to generation, which is something that was never set up for black people in this country. It was set up for the Anglos to continue to be and set in power by building a family structure. So I don't want to go on and on because I can.
Because that makes a lot of sense when you look at the wealthiest families. That's literally how they were built.
Man, this is so deep. So, that's what, our message is all about. For people out there that have
let them know.
That have purchased a T-shirt, seen the T-shirts by my company of FIG, Build Wealth, Break Curses.
Give some background on that.
Okay. What kind of background we need? Okay,
so like, what's the inspiration behind it? Because I want to go back to. I just want to let everybody know what it is and what's the inspiration and how that relates to this subject.
Okay, so in a lot of communities, mainly the black communities. Okay, if you just look at the economy and you look at the way that we come up in this community, we a lot of us already got bad credit before we even become adults. In addition to that, there's so many broken homes in the way of absent fathers. There's, we could like really go on as far as, the things that happen in homes as far as molestation. You got things out there like depression. You got, you have all of these different things and issues that it is that people go through.
Right.
And all of these issues are really the cause of the demise of our people. And Build Wealth, Break Curses is not about, a lot of people looking at it like it's financial. Mm-hmm. It's not financial. It's a mindset, and it's a mindset about being able to do different and to be able to do better in order to be able to break these curses, in order to be able to,
wealth is not always a monetary thing.
Wealth is not always monetary.
Yeah, like people say, the saying health is wealth.
Exactly.
That's definitely some wealth.
Exactly.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind,
can be wealthy.
Hey, happiness is wealth.
Just being happy in general.
It's
not a monetary thing.
But then it's like,
necessarily.
In order to get in this position of being able to acquire this mindset, you have to start thinking different.
Absolutely.
But in order for you to think different, you have to start learning different. And that's
be willing to learn in general, correct?
Exactly. and you have to be open to it in the whole, and that's where this Build Wealth, Break Curses, it's a movement. And it's a movement for us all to collectively be able to start learning more, learning better and be able to do better, but be able to teach better.
All right. So the gist of the whole Build Wealth, Break Curses movement is not just financial. However, the financial aspect of it is the part, in my belief, that's really, really going to make the most difference in uplifting the black community? Possibly. What do you guys think about that? I know we got a lot of other issues, but go ahead, Reg.
I think that's the byproduct of the movement. If the movement's done based on what you're saying, Wayne, if we start with the basics, the wealth thing will come. The financial aspect will come if we change our way of thinking first.
I think that's the hardest part, though.
Yeah, because when you're talking about curses,
somebody's mind is the hardest part.
But I may ask this question.
Go ahead.
What type, what are some of those curses? When I think curses, I think about literally the traditions that we have that are just ridiculous. Now that we have more information, we can be more educated than we were.
Absolutely.
We don't need half of these traditions. Like some of the food we eat, we just know it's killing us. We don't necessarily have to eat it.
You know what? You brought up a good.
you know what I'm saying? But we just won't change that mindset because it's just tradition.
No, the thing is, and I agree with you with the tradition part, because it's like we have to go and check our traditions and then kind of do a comparison. When you look at other ethnicities that have built from a standpoint financial wealth, when you look at like how did they establish it?
Yeah.
What practices have they used over the course of years to be able to have something to be able to pass down generationally?
I guarantee they all had insurance.
No, it goes way back.
After the depression, you had to. We're talking post-depression.
Wait a minute, I didn't even catch that.
Life insurance.
Life insurance. Okay.
That's kind of
granddaddy died.
If you also go back far enough or whatever, a lot of it was acquired because of what was built on our backs.
Oh, that's definitely the truth.
See, I'm talking when I think about. All right, so let me take it back because I want to not only like see if we speaking of this topic in the same context, but to gauge everybody's perspective on it, and everybody out there listening is going to have their own idea of what you mean when you say curses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me do this for example.
Hold on. So when you say curses, what do you mean when you use that term curses? Are you using it? Because when I hear curses, I'm like, I don't know really what you mean. Are you talking about witchcraft? Because niggas is dumb.
Oh no,
niggas is dumb.
No.
What type of curses you talking about?
It's subliminal, somewhat. But like really think about it. It's something Okay, it's just when you're continuing to just pass down, just like almost a negative aspect onto your family, just over a course of generation to generation. Rather that be like, okay.
So the transference of generation to generation of bad information or bad practices.
Information, bad practices,
bad habits.
Bad habits. Whether it be drugs, whether it be things like that. It's just
granddad worked at the factory. Dad worked at the factory. I'm gonna work at the factory.
I just wanted to make sure we get the curses part established. So everybody knows what we're speaking on when we're talking about breaking curses.
Understood.
So you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to financial curses that we need to break, we're talking about. Okay, so let's explore that, and let's get personal. Because I mean, honestly, that's the best way.
You know what? You say get personal. You say get personal. Let me. I'm gonna tell something about my wedding.
Go ahead.
Okay, so now before I go into that, let's look at if we did a survey. And me and my wife, we did talk to a lot of people, before getting married. And this actually helped me in a way.
You mean like couples?
Helped us in a way, couples. Mainly otherwise for her. And her question would always be, how much did you pay for your wedding? And was it worth it? And I don't think that there was one person that she ever spoke to that actually said, yes, it was worth the $20, the $30, the $50,000 that it is that I paid for this wedding.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every single person said, I wish I would have taken that money and would have invested it and would have put it into something else that could have made me money.
100%.
You got people out here that's been married for years and that are still paying for their wedding. You got people out here that are divorced.
And the ring.
And still paying for their wedding.
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense. So with that being said, it made me, I had to ask the question of like, why? Why do we do this? Are we doing this for ourselves? Mm-mm. Let's go back to what was said.
Well, weddings are
you mentioned earlier. You said the Cinderella story. A lot of that Cinderella story is fed into women also as little girls to be like, hey, you're gonna have this big, great, fabulous wedding and everything like that. People think I'm supposed to have that. I'm supposed to find a way to be pretty for one day. Or
few hours
to have your day for this one moment, and then you look up and then you pan for that one moment for years. Yeah. If you don't do it right.
Sound like a one night stand,
man. So it's like, and then going through the whole just trying to plan it and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm stressing myself out because I'm trying to make it one day look a certain way for a bunch of other people that when this is all said and done, man.
Well, I mean,
it ain't gonna matter to them.
If you can, there are individuals and even black folks that can't afford to do these things. Now, if it's in your wheelhouse and capability to afford it and it makes sense, fine.
Right.
But for the average Joe, average family making the median income in that city, it's not a smart choice to go blow $20,000 on a wedding.
Hey,
but you
by
know what?
all
Now,
means,
you can
if
always,
you got it,
yeah,
do
it.
do what you do.
Now,
bang it out.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You don't have to have an extravagant wedding. You can do things within your wheelhouse. But even still, it's not necessary. That's one of those traditions that should be
Well, here's the thing. When you're talking about tradition and you're talking about everybody that she talked to that was like,
we men on this topic. I don't know how the ladies would feel.
It doesn't even matter, honestly, because we're talking about
breaking generational. It was
generational.
after the fact.
We're talking about breaking financial curses in the black community. So it really doesn't matter. Like I mean, not like that. It does matter. But what I'm saying is, how many people? Because in that line and train of thinking, how many mothers and fathers would tell their daughter that it's probably best if you take that money and invest it into a piece of land or a business or your dreams, as opposed to having this extravagant wedding that's really only in place for everybody to enjoy and take part in, and you have to foot the bill for everybody else's enjoyment. How many parents do you guys really honestly think would give that advice to their young black daughter or son?
And that's the thing right there. Is in most cases, unless you already have a mindset of understanding financial literacy, our people are not.
Exactly.
They're not. And it's funny because when we first started planning the wedding and everything like that, when it started getting to the point where we didn't want to do it no more, it was kind of a struggle for my wife to want to be able to tell people like, oh, we're not having no wedding.
Because of the expectations
because
that
of the
they have.
expectation. But when every person she told, everybody said, that's a good idea. Keep that money. That's a good idea. Do what it is that's best for y'all. Like, you ain't got to sit up there and go and blow all this money. Like literally everybody felt the same exact way. And then it made me, you got to also think about it like this. If it's anybody out there that, that don't understand, or that's just like hating in that type of way, to be like, man, oh, you ain't having no wedding, or your wedding sucked, or it was, them ain't nobody. That ain't nobody that's important to you anyway. You don't need them type of people around you.
Them type of people ain't finna break no financial curses
at all.
So
definitely ain't about to help you.
I'm not saying that if they, if they want to be able to have a wedding for themselves, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a wedding. I'm saying that make the better decision to say, hey, this is not financially responsible.
That's the word.
It's a financial responsibility to say, hey, what could I have really done with this? I can put myself in debt, or I can build wealth with this same money.
I think that's a big problem, man, in our community, and is we have no concept of financial responsibility. We got this whole little hashtag movement, a whole little saying thing where it's like, run up a check. Talking about run up a check. Niggas is trying to run up checks that don't even get checks. Like, your checks come from the government. You didn't earn this check, and you talking about running up checks. Like, it's a whole financial ignorance that gets promoted in our community unlike any other. And it actually makes my stomach hurt.
Man, listen, let me tell you something.
I don't know about y'all.
It was a point in time where I worked for a company where it was my job to pretty much talk people into making bad financial decisions in order for me to be able to get money in my pocket.
And that called sales, right?
It's called sales.
Yeah.
It's called sales. And it was such, when I really started to get into financial literacy myself, it became such a conflict of interest where it was like, I can't continue to keep doing this and then turn around
feel
and be trying
bad
to,
in your
right.
spirit.
I got to turn around and like change clothes after work to be able to turn around and tell these same
your
people,
spirit be bad.
what are you doing? You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, that's one thing about not to derail the conversation, but that's one thing about the network marketing shit that didn't make me successful is because I could never talk somebody. I never felt right trying to talk somebody into making a financial decision that they just told me they can't afford. I'm sorry, man, that ain't in me, man. Yeah. It's not in me to talk you into a financial whole,
or to be able to try to just talk you into getting something that it is that you don't really need
or really want. Because if I gotta convince you, you don't really want it.
Stay out the bank, then. That's what they did. That's their entire job.
That's most
when you
jobs.
Go
to the bank, I ain't getting sold on something I don't want.
Yeah, that's what the bank used to
I can't either. Like because you have it in you.
That's what everybody.
You have
does.
it in you. If you don't, but
see, that's where you change. That's where you begin with the principles that you started with in the beginning. You change the way of thinking where these things are no longer important, because you can go get the same vehicle that just gets you from A to B instead of going and get the Maserati.
Yep.
And go ahead and buy a couple properties, storefronts, fix them up, put some businesses in there, and rebuild the community.
That's one thing that the big,
you know what I'm saying?
The big investors like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and Warren Buffett, they said
cars.
Buying a vehicle is one of the worst investments.
It's going to depreciate right away. So why
immediately?
Not just? I mean, of course, we all like nice cars. I want to have a nice car too one day.
When you can afford it.
Not even when I can afford it. When it makes sense. When it makes sense, like
see,
okay,
I'm not a car person because I can afford an extravagant car, but I just don't want to.
Like we don't necessarily. When you got a nice little portfolio, and then go get you a nice toy. That's one thing, but I don't know. That's just me.
Man, it's like a. All right, the thing with me is like I think it's on us, because I don't know how many parents that y'all know of that are teaching financial literacy. And I'm not trying to say this as like a knock to anybody out there that might actually know of people that's doing it, but it's not like a prevalent thing in the black community of teaching financial literacy.
Well, that's why I commend the people.
I don't think it's
I'm sure there are some.
Of course there's some.
Yeah, there's some. And I commend the people that are out here that are actually teaching financial literacy. But you got to think about it like this. They're going and having to we're not just trying to teach the kids financial literacy. There are adults that were never taught financial literacy. And this is where the curses come from. So you don't know financial literacy. You become an adult. You have your children. Now you're teaching them bad financial habits and just continuing to pass it down. That's where it's our job, where if we're educated in the areas of being able to teach our people better, then we should be out here trying to do so.
So I had a conversation with my barber. So me and Mont was talking in the barbershop, and it was a random conversation. I don't even know why we was talking about it or what brought it up, but we started talking about college, and I was like, you know what? No, it was credit cards. And we was talking about authorized users and things like that, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about getting a couple credit cards in my kid's name and just consistently making payments so that by the time they 18, they walking out here with 800 credit scores and shits like that. Like, so I'm thinking
put
like,
them on yours.
So whatever it is, I'm thinking like, how come? Because a lot of white folks do that. A lot of other people of different ethnicities do things to set their kids up. And I'm not talking about trust funds. That's like the extreme. I'm talking about
cards.
No, but it goes back to what we talked about earlier when we said
basic things
other
that you can do.
ethnicities practices and what they do to be able to build wealth.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, all right, so I'm thinking of different ways. So basically what the reason I brought that up is I'm thinking of different simple ways. Forget trust funds, forget insurance policies. I'm talking about simple ways that we can set our children up to have maybe a head start that generations past didn't really have, where it doesn't cost a lot of money up front. Because you could get a credit card and just make simple payments, buy a little simple shit and just pay it off consistently.
Savings account.
Right.
Savings account.
Or like simply getting married. Instead of all that money that you would spend on a wedding, people are still going to celebrate you when you get married. People are still going to give you gifts, because the point of giving gifts is so that you see that young couple or old couple, whenever, have a great start in life. So people are still going to give you gifts. I'm saying we're all saying, I think we agree, take some of that money as seed money, like the church do, sowing seeds. These people are sowing seeds into your marriage, as opposed to basically giving all that money back to the people that are giving it to you in the form of buying dinner plates and counting heads for all this shit. Take that seed money and really, really sow a seed that could be harvest down the line in the way of your kids.
Man, let me tell you something, man. What you just said was so powerful, because in a way of like, we normally, people sit up there and have weddings and hope to get their money back with, the gifts that people may bring to the wedding, if they bring the gifts.
Trying
but
to
it's so
break
crazy.
even.
Like, but if we did just sit up there like, hey, you just got married. Okay, even if you decided, hey, I'm not going to have a wedding, I just got married. That same seed that it is that I would have brought to your wedding, I shouldn't have to come to your wedding in order to want to sow into your marriage.
Right.
So even with that, you could have saved your money not having this big wedding. And if you got the family that loves you and that's supporting what it is that the decision that you just made, you should be doubling up.
Right. Especially if you have, because most people that want to have big weddings, you only want to do that because you have a lot of people that support you. Mm-hmm. Right. And otherwise, you an asshole trying to plan a wedding or a reception with talking about 200 heads and 60 people that might show up. You're a dickhead.
Right.
You're out of touch with reality. You don't even really know how many people like you, right. Let alone love you. These niggas ain't about to give you shit.
And 30 of them 60 gonna bring something.
Right. Like most people don't give wedding gifts.
Not gifts. It's normally monetary.
Even in the black community.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a lot of money when I got married, but I was young. People was rooting for us and shit. I heard Shirley. She just walked in. People was rooting for us.
Yeah.
Go Justin and Shirley. Oh, high school sweethearts. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It was. It was awesome. I was there.
It was awesome because of the what you witnessed. You witnessed two people getting married that actually loved each other. That's what made it beautiful, right?
Absolutely.
It was a gorgeous event.
It would have been cool if we was just down at the goddamn place with the fucking judge.
But like I said,
that would have been just as beautiful. That might have even been more beautiful because it's just the two of us doing it in the purest form.
Well, let me ask you a question. Was it okay, from the outside looking in, for your experience being there, like it looked from the outside looking in, it looked like it was within the means to be done.
What do you mean?
In terms financially.
I didn't pay for shit.
My point exactly.
That's my point exactly. My point exactly.
I don't understand your point then.
My point is I didn't have to pay for anything,
right,
which is why it happened that way.
Right, so the event was within your means. It's the point, correct?
Well, means doesn't even come into the point of conversation if you're not paying. There are no means involved, am I right?
Let's do this, man. I wanna just throw out there, man. Like, listen, 7 days in Vegas, man. Now, just to let everybody know, it was not planned. It was one of those things where it's like, hey, we about to go out here, have a good time, take a vacation for real. Hey, and if the moment, comes,
did you just say it wasn't planned?
It wasn't planned.
You didn't have no thoughts.
Listen,
Wayne, look at me in my eyes.
Listen,
look at my eyes. You didn't have
First of all, I'm not about to be staring off in your eyes. Listen. Wait a minute, but look, no, I'm gonna say this: it was not planned, but it was a thought.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but it was a thought. So it was like one of them things, like, hey, because we even thought about doing it before we left. It was just like, or we was like, we could do it when we get back, but it was all about the vacation. Man, when I tell you, man, we lit on the strip, for real, and it was, hey, man, listen, we stopped at the spot, got the marriage license. we like, hey, tomorrow.
Yeah, so you didn't tell us how that was.
Yeah.
This is a great time
Absolutely.
to tell us what the wedding day was like.
Yeah, so the wedding day was this.
Reg, you hear this?
Let me go back to before the wedding day. Day 3, Vegas. We have a conversation like, hey, you want to go ahead and do this? Pretty much.
Or y'all just chilling at the pool like, you want to get married today?
We might have been at the pool or walking on the strip.
Today's a good day to get
we
married.
We say, hey, tomorrow we gonna go to the spot where you got to get the license, and then day after that maybe we get to go, do a ceremony or whatever. Man, we go to get the license the next day. She on her phone. She just Google was like, hey, it's a spot around the corner. It's a 10-minute walk.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man.
She said it's a 10-minute walk.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, when I tell you, man, she in a tank top and some Dukes. I'm in a T-shirt and some Nike shorts. Man, we lit. We walk up in the spot with drinks.
Full Vegas style.
Went on ahead and, man, we didn't even have a ceremony. We did what's called a sign and go. Man, when I tell you it was nothing.
Hold on, what?
We did what's called a sign and go, where it ain't even no
Sign and
ceremony.
go.
Ain't nobody about to dress up like
You just signed the
Elvis.
papers.
Man, we literally walked in there with the license. The officiant signed the papers, looked at me and said, do you take her? I said, let me think about this for a second. Or whatever.
Dramatic pause.
She went and asked her, do you take him? She said, hold on. She had to reach in her purse.
Hold
and
on,
put
wait a
some
second.
lip gloss, man. We was having,
Was you?
we was having
Were
a
y'all?
ball.
Were the both of y'all intoxicated?
Yes, we were.
You just said it was lit.
We was lit.
Are you supposed to get married when you're intoxicated?
As long as you're not, we asked that question.
Yeah, 'cause I
and
think
they
it's
said
some
as
shit
long
like-
as you're not like out of your mind, like fall, like long as you're still,
Coherent.
Coherent.
yeah, exactly.
So if you could do the sobriety test, you could get married
yeah, pretty long as you could touch your nose and
balance.
yeah, and stand on one foot.
Shit.
Yeah. But no, but the thing was mainly what I'm trying to say is that we had a moment that worked for us. And it was I was so happy about it, man. I
that's what I'm
really
saying.
enjoyed what's
the
that
best shit.
man. When I say man, we made it comical. It wasn't no show,
No
that we put
pressure.
on. No pressure, no show. We did what we wanted, and then we got married, and then still didn't tell nobody till we got back.
Right.
Because it's like, we did it our way.
Yeah.
And the thing is that everybody still loves us, still
course.
supports us, and they respect our decision.
Absolutely.
And we didn't have to do the show. And guess what? More importantly, we still got our money.
That's
Right.
bringing
We
it
still
back
got
to
our
what's
money.
most important, man. I mean, you know what? I think this topic might be one of the most helpful topics that I've done.
Like, what are we
man.
ashamed of by saying, hey, I'm not having even if you decide to elope. If and I understand some people are like, man, well, I want my parents to see me get married and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, all right, but hey, do something small with your parents. But man, you can't try to appease everybody to the point where you gonna do something that's not financially good for yourself in order to make some other people happy. That ain't gotta sit up there and pay your bills or live in your household. Come on.
That's what
the
we're
way
saying.
the way marriage works here is not our tradition. That's ain't how.
Well, that's the point. And like
We didn't take vows.
it's not
That's
supposed to be a
another thing.
contract, man. It's not supposed to be a contract. Marriage isn't supposed to be a contract. If you coming from the white Jesus point of view.
I'm just coming from these. I mean, again, we've taken on all of everything of our oppressors. It's time to let some of this shit go. It's not necessary. It doesn't
It's
work
pretty.
for us. It doesn't work for us. It's not for us.
You said marriage don't work for us?
Just the traditions of those people who were empowered or over us for so long. We just adapted and adopted everything.
So are you saying that
Most of it doesn't make sense, like we're
'cause-
just talking about.
all right, so
marriage.
let's-
that's one thing that just doesn't make sense.
Well,
Marriage
well,
doesn't-
instead of you saying this doesn't make sense, let's explore this a little bit more. Reg.
Sure.
Let me help you make sense of what you're saying.
you ain't gotta help me. It doesn't make sense to spend all the money. We just talked.
Wait a
about
minute, are you
for
saying it don't
15
make sense to
minutes.
spend the money or it don't make sense to get married? Or
Spend
we're
the
just talking
money.
about the
do things that aren't financially responsible. We've been
Oh,
talking about it the
yeah.
entire show.
Okay, I thought he said
Exactly.
marriage doesn't make sense.
Right, that's what he
That's what I
said.
thought he said.
The traditions that we've adopted, a lot of it doesn't make sense. So if we re-educate ourselves and really take a hard look at what we've been
So
doing.
you're not talking about the marriage traditions. You're talking about the financial traditions that even are.
Financially-
I was trying to help him make sense of it, but he said he don't need no
financially,
help.
food, just all types of things.
See, now he
Wait,
said
you talking about
food.
food,
He
man.
just said food. I'm trying to help him make
you
sense.
hungry?
Yeah, okay, let me ask you a question. Do some people still eat chitlins?
Yeah.
Why? Thank you. That's
No,
the only
because they
reason.
think it
they
tastes
like
good.
chitlins.
Right. Fucking, they like intestines, nigga.
They know what they eating. They know where it came from.
Okay. All right.
See, I was trying to help you before you went too
You
much.
ain't gotta
He
help
mad
me.
about
Just-
these
All
damn
right,
chitlins.
fine.
Talk about
He
it.
mad about these
Just
chitlins.
talk about it.
Well, I was.
Like, there's a lot of things we just do that we know it's not healthy, but we do it anyway. Otherwise, I mean, there's no way in hell we would have chosen to do that on our own. We ain't do it, to eat pig intestines. Like, it's not.
I don't. What?
God damn it.
Is this an edit point or? I don't know what just happened, man.
Hey man, but listen, man, just bringing this back full circle. Listen, I was able to enjoy my wife. We enjoyed the decision that it is that we made, and I can't be happier. I don't have to look back on that situation.
Man, goddamn it.
So let's go back to this. You asked me earlier. You said,
deserve a round of applause.
look.
Goddamn.
Oh, God damn it. Hey, but look, you asked me earlier. You said, did you lose any money out there or win any money? I said, no, I lost. I said, hey, so I'm looking like this. All the money I saved on not paying for a wedding,
Right.
Didn't give a shit.
couple dollars that it is, I lost gambling. They can have that.
Right. Wayne
got it.
probably gambled 10 grand, nigga. He said he put 2 grand on black, let it ride, nigga. He said, I got it,
Shit.
ball out.
Nah.
Nah.
That wouldn't be breaking curses.
No, it wouldn't. That would be Baphomet.
Man.
Oh, I still want to get to what Reggie's point was, because I think he had
Reggie's
something.
talking about chitlins.
He
and
had some
pig
no, but look,
shit.
Wayne, he had something in mind, but it didn't come out right. And I was trying to help guide him back to that, but then he derailed it with the food, and I couldn't get there. So I want Reg, what was your original? Because this is where I was gonna go with it, because I was gonna kind of go there with you. Pause. It was like you was talking about traditions.
Pause.
You was talking about traditions, and you was talking about how we need to break up with the whole thing. And you said that while we were talking about the concept of marriage. So I was just wanting to ask you, are you talking about, because, you come from the biblical standpoint of things, and we was talking about financial. And truthfully, I didn't want to go down that whole rabbit hole of what marriage, what it really is, where it comes from, and why it was established as a contract, because marriage was never a contract until
dowry and things like that.
until land was involved.
Dowry rights, right?
Right. So are you saying? Because you're basically saying, because when I think I'm trying to peer into where your conscience is right now.
I feel like you
Before-
put your
hold on, wait,
own
wait.
thoughts in his head.
No.
You want to talk about this.
Oh, maybe not. Okay. Is that what it is?
That's what
I'm
it
going. I'm not. So you want to leave it at food and chitlin?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he was talking about food. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
Because I didn't even really get to go there. Because I was about to take it back to the Africa. Why are you talking to Shirley?
And it's funny, they just talking for me.
Why are you talking to Shirley?
Because y'all talking for me.
No, I'm talking. I'm trying to ask you a question.
We're talking
Go
to
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
Correct me.
Yeah.
When you was talking about the breaking the traditions,
Right.
or you was talking about the financial traditions of like paying for these weddings and all that kind of stuff like
That dowry. I mean, like I said, you were kind of touching on where it comes from, but that was all like dowry rights. Like, I'm giving you my daughter. She works. She helps this household. So yeah, give me something for her. So they traded for her.
But that was not marriage, Reg.
I didn't say it was. So what I am saying is, again, we don't have to do things the way they used to be done, the way they're currently done. A lot of people get married and it's just friends and family, and they don't never go downtown to sign no paperwork. It's not necessary. None of it's necessary if you don't, unless you want to put it on paper. For certain?
I guess I'm trying to
For
figure out.
certain,
Are you saying that
benefits
you
financially?
Oh, okay.
or
Here's
non-financially?
a question. Here's a question. Wait. Here's a question. Or do you believe more in just partnerships? Like, this is the person that I want to spend life
you
with.
do what works for you, what makes financial sense for you, whatever is responsible for you. Some people, businesses would be destroyed because of their past lives and relationships if they were to get married contract-wise and sign documentation. They could potentially lose money.
What about prenups, though?
Sometimes that ain't even got nothing to do with it. But like you said, it's all a contract, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
You
all
know
a
what?
contract if you do it that way. A lot
So,
of people choose not to do
I
it that
think
way.
that black
Some
folks
people actually
should
just
not
do a
sign
contract.
the contracts unless they are worth
Some
$1 million.
marriages are literally just contracts.
I
Some
just said it.
marriages literally are just contracts.
No, they are.
We're
All of them are.
No, you're not listening to me. I'm talking about just one-on-one. Ain't nothing to do with the government. We sign a contract and get it signed at the courthouse. And we file this document. It has nothing to do with the government. It's just our contract.
Let me throw my myself up under the bus. I used to say that I was never going to get married again. And that, hey, I'm like, what's the point of it? I'm like, we can go get your name changed. If you want your last name changed, I could list you as a beneficiary.
Thank you.
Because
So
Right
what was
there.
the
There you
reason
go.
so here's my thing.
Yeah.
When you and this is the reason why I would say this. And even though I'm married, I still in some ways feel like this.
Yeah.
When you going and taking vows, are you doing it just for show? Because there's a lot of people that's up there at the altar, in the church that don't even believe in the stuff that it is that they sit up there reciting.
Exactly.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you talking about for better or for worse, for rich, for poor, and all of this kind of stuff like that. And then the moment somebody mess up, it's divorce time.
Right.
They get a divorce. So it's like, at the end of the day, man, like what you really going to doing all of that for? And then on some real stuff, if we go biblical with it, was it contracts in the Bible?
Nope.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
It wasn't
That's
so
what
so
I've been
so when
saying
it
the
really
whole
comes
time.
down to it, marriage is really like what you say, like they make it what they want it to be.
Yes.
But we sit up there and if you can't go and pull up your marriage certificate and show that it's public record or
Right.
whatever, you're not married. But what if you went and did that vow to God
That's
or whatever
right.
without that?
That's
Are you
my
not
point.
married?
That's all I've been saying.
Like, because I'm like, if it's about it being biblical for you, then what you got to go get the contract
You
for?
don't
You
need
could
none
call
of it.
yourself whatever you want to call yourself
You
and
don't
go and
need
get your last name
That's
changed.
what
and
I'm
keep it
saying.
moving.
Witness in you and God, and that's all I've been saying this entire time.
Because that's the way that I be feeling.
but
But
what
I
I'm-
feel like the contract is for you to be able to say, hey, if we get divorced, I got to get something out of this.
Right. Or when you go to file your taxes, you get certain benefits. There are benefits for these different types of contracts. Yes, they are all contracts, but you don't have to do any of it.
But the whole
It's not
thing is,
necessary.
when we're talking about this in the form of curses, is
Listen,
how do you break that? Because that is what's traditionally handed down to you is not what we're talking about. So who are we sitting here right now going to be the ones to teach our kids, hey, this is not what you need to do when you think about getting married?
Man, now that's big right there, because you said, how do we break that? So like, think about all of the things that are connected to that contract though. Like,
Right,
for example,
exactly.
like I wouldn't even be able to put my wife on my medical insurance.
Correct.
Without that.
Thank
Like,
you.
so there's a lot of
Thank
other
you.
things that's connected to that.
Thank
But
you.
then
Correct.
it's like, so what do we do as far as building? Well, let's say if that was something we really wanted to break.
Right.
Like, okay, so do we start getting our businesses built and everything like that and start changing some of these traditions as far as our people to be like, hey, you know what? I don't even need to go there. I got my businesses. I'm paying full for my medical insurance. I ain't worried about it. I don't have to do that. Like, there's options, but it just don't work for everybody like that.
So you educate first, so understand what the options are, and at the time you make the decision, now you can be educated about this decision you make.
Man.
Right.
But what I'm saying, Reg,
Right.
is who starts the process of the education?
You do it. You do it.
No,
Do it with
but
your
the
kids.
thing. Okay, that's what
Shout
I'm
out
saying.
to Financial
Do it with
Investment
your
Group,
children.
FIG.
There we go. Right.
do it with your kids.
We're talking
Shout
about
out to
breaking
Financial
the
Investment
curses.
Group.
We want to give anybody who's listening and watching some type of blueprint to start. When you say, all right, I get it. I get where you're coming from, because it's all individual choice. But a lot of individuals in the black community come from such a weak foundation in financial literacy, where if you leave it up to them, they're not going to make the best choice.
That's the point. You don't have to anymore.
We got to stop being in competition with each other. Like, for example, yes, we're building a financial literacy program. There's financial literacy programs out here. Somebody asked me one time, like, man, because of these other programs, like, well, what y'all gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna still continue to try to help people, because I'm not doing it to be in, to be
we
in
gonna work
competition
together.
with nobody.
We gonna
It's
work
like
together.
anybody that's out there, I support the
Yeah.
other people that are, teaching financial literacy, because
Absolutely.
we need it everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's not enough of us. You know, it's not enough of us because that's what it's about, a cause. It's not about, if you're looking at it just from what you can benefit from it from a financial standpoint, you already set
Your
up to
heart ain't
lose
in it,
right
right,
there.
right.
You know, like all these black people out here starting businesses and everything like that. You know, like everybody always trying to figure out what they can do to be able to eliminate competition, opposed to, man, it shouldn't be no competition. We should all be working together.
Absolutely.
It's always going to be competition, unfortunately, man. I
Man,
think
not when you hating on other businesses,
well,
man.
I guess
It's not necessary.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about businesses.
It's money out here.
I'm talking about black people. I'm not talking about businesses. And black people in business bring along the other curses that come along with it that are not financial, that are even harder to break. So when we talk about black businesses and we're at the core, we're talking about black people in business. And it takes a certain type of black person to be in a successful business.
I think that's just anybody, but
Okay. I think we have more fun. I think we have more curses than other anybody's. I'm sorry.
We definitely
I would
more-
have to
we have
disagree
more,
with that.
We definitely have more curses, but I think competition is definitely healthy. It helps to it sparks innovation and things of that nature. So I think competition is necessary and is also healthy. But
And
I
is
think
the
there's
fabric.
there's a way.
It's the
I think
fabric
there's
of
a
American
healthy
capitalism.
and I think there's a way we could work together. We just a lot of times choose not to because again, it starts with the mindset. As I say, you gotta start with the foundation because
That's a different financial curse. I mean, that's not a financial curse. That's a different curse for a different show.
different curse.
Reg,
Well,
we're trying to stay
we
on
got
the
mental
financial.
illness.
We're trying to stay on the financial part, man.
That's not, okay.
When you talk about the mental, that's
What do you think? Again,
that goes into
my
the
belief,
deep
again,
rooted
and I said this at the
curses that
beginning.
we have, right? Am I
said,
wrong?
I said at the beginning, if you want to be involved in this conversation, that's going to be a byproduct.
But
The financial piece is going to be a byproduct. If you get you got to start somewhere.
we're starting with the financial right now.
Okay, you can't.
Why not? I just gave 2 ways.
Okay, I hear you.
You do the unauthorized user, right, with your kids. That's an immediate way for you, all of us, anybody listening, to start setting up a breaking a financial curse for their child.
That's definitely an option, but even that shit comes with instructions.
Everything
That's what I'm saying.
comes.
You
That
can't.
shit comes-
you can't-
Everything comes with instructions. You guys you're missing.
I'm not missing the point.
Everything comes
Nobody's
with
missing.
instructions.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
the
spent
reason why I
15
made the
years in
comment.
this business. I
Listen, the
understand
reason
you.
why I made the comment of it comes with instructions is because any option, like you just said, everything comes with instructions. But that's the part that we have to get into. It's not just about being like, hey, go, make it an authorized user.
No.
Okay, I got an 800 credit score. Okay, that don't mean go and sit up there and go fuck up your 800 credit score.
Right.
It's still other stuff that comes
It
with
means
that. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
It means from the point you set up the authorized user, right? You are letting your child know, because your child may be 10 or 13 years old at the point you do it. You're telling them from the beginning the reason why you're doing this. The reason why, and you're educating them all the way up until they 18 years old. 5 years worth of financial education to your child, if they look up to you, will be taken at heart, hopefully. But again, all we could do is teach. Train up a child in the way they should go. Hopefully they retain all the necessary pieces to be successful.
You mentioned something earlier to him. You said that he's simplifying this thing. And so now I want to say this to you. So now you raising this child up for 5 years, you teaching them. You got some people out here that'll do this. They already trying to set their kid up for success.
Right. Starts
These
at home.
kids hard-headed. So
All
you
kids
consider,
are hard-headed.
Yeah.
But
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Starts
So
at home.
All kids, since kids have been invented, kids have been hard-headed.
Well, again, my point. So it does start at home. We can go back and agree to that now, because you told me that.
this man is aggressive today.
No, I'm serious, because this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I spent 15 years in the financial
I'm
industry.
talking about this man.
So
When it makes sense, it makes sense.
it
I go
literally-
hard on shit that
It
makes sense.
literally
Get
starts
caught in.
with the mindset. Because
But that's everything, though.
yes, it is.
But that's not the topic of today.
We talking about financial.
That's all. That's all.
So he can get hit us with it. What you?
Yeah, what's the
point?
Let's go. We with
Wait a
you.
second. Hold on.
We with you.
It's 9:00. I'm done. I've given several examples of how we can help break the curse.
We addressed them. Yeah, we on your side. That's why I was talking about the wedding, because the wedding tied to financial, you know. But you
Right,
know,
that's how we
you know,
started.
and if, of course, like you said, all of our financial decisions start with a mindset. Not that I think that's what he's talking about. But as far as the series of curses, man, we got financial, we got depression, we got, like, I can go on and on. One of our problems is we don't believe that we can do it.
Right.
We're not educated on understanding how to go about doing these things. That's why I say it's a mindset and educating ourselves, because it's like there's a big picture here before you even get to those other options of saying you could do real estate, you could do this, that, and the third. What do we do first to even be able to get you to understand that this is what it is that you need to do?
Why it's important.
Why it's important. Until they understand that, none of these options that it is that we mentioned means nothing.
So,
That's
all right,
all I
so
was saying.
just end it on a note. What way would you suggest to start the process? We'll go around and then we'll end it. You're going to start with Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne.
Save money.
I would have to say, because saving is good. That's probably the longest way. It takes probably a little bit longer to go by the saving way. You know what I'm saying? You want to, I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, when I say save, I'm not even just necessarily talking about like, hey, you didn't got a job. So I'm talking about like, if you got your kid coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
put something aside.
put something aside,
Right.
like,
or at least get in the habit of putting something aside for a
when
rainy
they get
day.
grown, like, yeah.
I would have to say my suggestion would be read, because there's a lot more information that you get out you can get out of a book than from maybe someone like a video. I know today a lot of people look at videos and they don't want to read, but if you're really, really interested in learning financial strategy, if you're interested in learning about how to improve your financial future for your children or even yourself at whatever age you're at, I would say read a book from someone who is a master at that, and pick up as much Rich Dad Poor Dad to start. Read that book and get the basic principles of what it means to save money, like Wayne said, invest money, income to debt ratio, just basic things like that. I would say read.
All right, wait a minute. I want to tag on to something like that. You just mentioned a book. You talking about reading a good book that I read, you know, as far as being able to just not just save, but just make better financial decisions in order to be able to get yourself in a better place. It's a book called Set for Life.
Who wrote that?
And what I'm going to do is, hold on, let me grab the, real quick. I want to go ahead and get the
Set
name
for
of the
Life.
author.
I never heard of it.
It's called Set for Life. I can't never remember what this guy's name is, but I got it right here. Set for Life is by a guy named Scott Trench.
Scott Trench.
Yeah, I actually had my wife read it like back when we first really got serious dating, and yeah, she cussed me out and the book.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, if you're making certain decisions, it's definitely gonna tell you about yourself. You're gonna feel real convicted, but it definitely helps you mentally to feel comfortable with making some of those decisions that you probably haven't started making yet.
Damn. One last thing, and damn, I wanted to mention this, man, because I want to get y'all thoughts on it, man. And we talk about breaking financial curses in the Black community, and you know there's things that we can do to control our financial future. There's things we could do to change things. There's things that are not in our control as well. When it comes to like the ruling elite who will actually make the rules of the game, it's funny how they get to change. They get to move the goalposts whenever niggas is making progress in life. You know what I'm saying? They might just come in with a bomb and just blow up your whole Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street.
So
Black Wall
you know
Street.
they either move the goalposts or they set bombs off. But the Rich Paul rule, y'all heard about the Rich Paul rule?
I did, man. Like,
ain't that crazy? So you talking about
man?
like
That's something
financial-
that should have been a topic to start the show. You tripping?
So for anybody, and I hate to lead the show on this note, but go ahead and read up on it. I just said read, but the Rich Paul rule, man. So they're trying to make it so that anyone who's looking to, as a sports agent, represent any up and coming hot athlete or any college athlete at all, they're saying that you need to have a college degree in order to represent them now. and that is all due to Mr. Rich Paul, who is out here
Shout out to Rich Paul.
really
Definitely.
changing the game. He's out here like the major agents in Major League Baseball. I can't. Their names is slipping me right now, but he's out there with those real big agents. He's getting all the movers and shakers, and he knows what he's talking about.
And he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows the business. He knows finance. He knows sports, and he's winning. And they're trying to make it so that he can't win no more, which is that's the undertone of the country, right? We kind of started on that note. I hate to end it on that, but yeah, man, the Rich Paul rule, man. Y'all go check it out.
Crazy. You
It's
familiar
wild.
with it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's just that's what they do.
Reggie, man, let's get a financial.
Yeah, you got one.
Write everything down. Like, starts with yourself. So you gotta. Well, it helps to see it.
Have a
Like,
plan.
I mean, like just what you spend on a day-to-day basis. We got everything. Technology dumbs everything down.
You mean from like a budgeting
yeah,
standpoint?
just write everything down.
Get you an
do
app.
Do it for 1 month. Nope, write it down. Actually, write it down.
Go old school, like niggas don't
Old
write,
school.
niggas don't write
Technology-
checks no more.
Hey, man, the technology dumb us down. We swipe that card.
And if we looked at how much money we blow,
Write it down. Write it down for 1 month. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, niggas don't. I bet you niggas don't know how to balance a checkbook no more.
Write it down. 1 month.
Remember we used to have to do that in class.
Every bill paid, every dollar spent. Write it down. One month.
And there you have it, people. You got your tips. You got your lessons. Read something. Write something down. Study. It's the JMatt Show, man.
and also one last thing, get your Build Wealth Break Curses t-shirt. Follow me at myreallegacy_FIG or follow the business at FIG Invest. And DM, get your t-shirt, Build Wealth Break Curses, just do better.
Just do better. That's it. We out.
Dog.